6:01 p.m. And we have two alternates here. And per our policy and bylaws, number 2, we are to all take part and actively participate in the capacity to which we are called. So I would like to call y'all today, in the absence of our other members, to actively participate in our meeting. There was an ordinance that does not permit you to vote, but I do want you to participate fully. You don't have to for this purpose. Just talk when it's your turn. Yes, yes. Nah. Just, put your microphone on and we'll let you talk. Okay. All right. There are no other participants here for comments, items of community interest. Save the date, volunteer appreciation dinner. Oh my word, April 6th, 2024. Haslet is hiring. For all of y'all that don't know what the appreciation dinner is, it's an appreciation dinner. So because you were on the board, you're invited. Here you go. And the what? Invitation will be forth. So kind of mark your date. Yeah. Haslet is hiring Public Works Supervisor, Parks and Ground Maintenance Worker 1, Parks and Grounds Crew Leader, Water Maintenance Worker, both 1 and 2. Please visit employment opportunities at the Haslet website to apply. The City of Haslet general election will be held on Saturday, May the 4th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for the following positions of Council Member Place 1, Council Member Place 3, and Council Member Place 5. All terms are 2 years. Applications are being accepted through Friday, the 16th of February, if you're interested in being a council member person. The annual Easter egg hunt, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point in here, is going to be Saturday, March 23rd at 4 p.m. in Haslet Community Park. And finally, all city offices will be closed in observance of President's Day holiday on Monday, February 19th. We can look at our consent agenda, both the financial statement and the previous meeting minutes.
Not available, so just skip financial statement.
Okay, we will not look at the consent agenda. We will look at the minutes from the previous January 10th meeting.
This is Cindy Laird. I have a question about one of the action items. I did not attend this meeting, but you changed the ages of the participants in the Easter egg hunt, correct? I don't see. Right. Can you go back? There you go. I think 3 to 7 years old is the 3-year-olds are too young for the 7-year-olds to be in it. I do agree with changing it to fewer groups, but I think we need to separate the 3 and 4-year-olds from the 6 and 7-year-olds.
We can talk about that when we get to that line, but is that, I don't remember, is that what we said the age group should have been, just for accuracy?
That's what's on the minute. Yeah.
Is that what we talked about? Anybody remember? Okay. Okay, but so it's correct on the minute, but we can discuss it on the agenda item.
So there is another level 12 and above, or 13?
No, it just stops at 12.
Just stops at 12. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Oh. Anybody who was here okay with how it looked?
Hey, this is Dana. I move that we approve the minutes from the last meeting as written.
Chuck, I second.
All in favor? None opposed? Motion passes. Minutes are approved. The Easter egg hunt is going to be March the 23rd, 2024. And we would like to maybe reconsider changing the 3-year-olds to the 2-year-old group.
Well, we could do that. This is Cindy. We could move the 3-year-olds down, but you've got, can you back the minutes up one time, please? Thank
2 and under.
you. Yeah, if you've got toddlers that are crawling, you don't need 3-year-olds in that
Correct.
group either. So I think it should be, 0 to 2, 3 and 4-year-olds. 5-year-olds can hold their own, I think, with 6 and 7-year-olds.
So let's just decide then what our plan is going to be, because we talked about a couple of things. I don't know that I really decided for sure. But
Can it not be changed? Have you already done that?
Everybody's already copied it onto their social media, there'll
They're
be a
gonna be
little
mad.
confusion, but just know that.
Okay.
I mean, we could just announce that if you're 3 and 4, start out on this side, 5 and 7 start out on this side. They're all going to blend together anyway. They all go with every group. That was our whole purpose of trying to make it simple. So I think we can just announce. I think that's actually a good idea. If you're 3 and 4, maybe even go 30 seconds faster than the rest because they're a little bit younger. But you're right. Too big for the little ones or too little for the big ones. Fine. I never care.
There's too many people.
I know that I always just say if you have a child with special needs, you just go with them where you feel most comfortable. Because usually the parent has to go with them. Like if they're in a wheelchair, I don't care if they go with the 0 to 2-year-old because they're not going to push little kids down if they need parental help. So if you have like a handicapped child, please take them wherever you feel like that's going to be appropriate for them. If they're 12 and they want to do it, well, maybe go to the 3 to 7. But if they're 5, then yeah, you go down to the 2-year-olds so that they have time to help their child. But anyway.
Well, as long as we're aware of having the area be large enough so that we can split them up and put the 3 or 4-year-olds and 6 and.
Did we finally decide to just put them all out, and then let the 0 to 2 go, and then refill the eggs, and then let the next age group go, and then refill the eggs? So we're just going one group at a time instead of it being a hog wire mess. So we're just going to put out the eggs for the 0 to 2-year-old first, right? That's what we decided, I think. And then once it's cleared up, if there's enough of us here, we can just throw the eggs out. It doesn't take that long to rip those bags up. And then, that way people won't be mad that they got stuck in traffic and, oh, I missed it. Well, it's not my fault. Like it takes 10 minutes to do the event. So
It'll drag it out a little long.
we can
so
make it a
that's
little,
good.
we can make it a full 30 minutes that way by, opening the eggs. Okay, now it's the next group. If you're 3 to 7, this is your group, right? And then at the end, if you didn't get to go and you feel like you were late and you want to risk your 2-year-old and 12-year-old, that's your business. I think that'll make it easier. And then we can even say, hey, if you're 3 and 4, we're going to let you go 30 seconds before the 5 and 7-year-olds. Because 3 and 4, they're little, right? And parents want to be able to help their kid. And then we're not going to know who age, whatever age they are. I probably would, but.
What are the kids going to do that are there that are older? I mean, are they just going to, is there some place for them to be?
It only takes 30.
I know, but I'm just saying if you're only doing it in one area, you're going to have all those kids.
There's the park, there's the basketball
Grouped
court.
around. I see what.
Yeah.
Do we have any vendors that wanted to vendor?
The only thing we've ever had is the snow cone
because
machine.
no vendor's going to pay $500 this event.
Right. It's worth a try.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll see if it works. We'll just try something different because apparently people weren't happy no matter what.
You're not ever going to make them all happy. So
Okay, so we're going to have 4 age groups, 2 and under, 3 to 4, 5
No.
to 7, 8 to 12. Is that
No,
right?
we're going to leave it like that. But I think if we just let the 3 and 4-year-olds say, hey, if you're 3 and 4, you're going to go first. And in 30 seconds, we'll say for the rest of y'all to go.
Okay, wait. So
It's still, It's still 3 to 8, but we're gonna let the 3-year-olds go before the 8-year-olds. They get a head start.
3 to 7.
No, 3 to 4. 3 and 4 get a head start, and then 3 to 8 can all go together.
But it wasn't 3 to 8, it was 3 to 7.
Oh, sorry, 7.
Yeah, it's 3 to 7.
So it's
bad.
still 3 groups, you're just gonna let,
We're just gonna let the 3 and 4-year-olds go before the 5 and 7-year-olds. There we go.
Right.
okay. All right, so we won't change the flyer.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's okay, we have a lot. Well, and usually your 8, 12 group not that big,
Mm-mm.
so.
It's not that
large.
big. They're too cool for it. My 11-year-old won't even have anything to do with it. Last year she
Yeah.
was 10. She didn't want it. Yeah, but
Well,
last
there
year
is-
it was just everybody's free for all. I don't think all those were the right. Because they just were moving from one group to the
So
next.
what we
last
really
year.
need is all of y'all out there with your shirts on around each group to help, yeah.
I think it'll be fine. They're just eggs. It's not that big. I mean, eggs. I don't.
The only other thing I need on the Easter is to approve the DJ for $400, and James will need an extra.
That seems like a high price for an hour.
Well, it's a 2-hour, but we only need it for 1 of the hours. He would stay 2 if you wanted to stay 2. And then we'll need an extra, generator, so that we can have his sound bounce in a couple of different places.
Do we have an extra generator? He has one generator, doesn't he? DJ Alex, doesn't he have a generator?
But if you use your generator out in the field and he plugs into the power at the pavilion,
For 400 an hour, I hope
I
he
was
has
like,
a
you better bring a
generator
generator.
and speakers and.
They
he'll
usually
bring
charge.
speakers, but he's not bringing a generator.
Yeah.
I think what originally happened was we had the DJ like it was like a year group rate, and he would do 4th of July, he would do Christmas, he would do Easter for us, and for something else. Wild
He's
West.
never raised the rate. This is the same
Right.
prices for the last 5 years.
And we just kind of split the average between the times. I think it just unfortunately comes out awkwardly that he's only here for 1. Because I think when he does National Night Out, it's the same price. 2
I
hours.
think it is. I think it is.
Just for an idea, most DJs, when you hire them, it's 50 to 75 an hour. Is
With
what
all
their
their
rate
stuff?
is. With everything. They're required to bring it all. Again, this is what y'all have done in the past,
I
but
mean, we can look at it again.
I
when it's
booked
time
them at
to-
my bars and restaurants a lot. So I'm
Yeah.
just familiar with DJs.
We've had some bad.
And this guy's really good with. I mean, I know that you don't want to pay 4 times the price just because the guy's good, but you also don't want to pay $50 for somebody who's cussing.
Oh
with
no,
kids
you
in
can
the
get somebody
car.
for $50 that's good too.
Yeah, we can look at it.
Send me an
Again, that was
email.
before
Send
we.
me an email.
Yeah, no,
Send me a link.
I'd be happy to. Yeah.
Are we already?
I can't
through?
present it without.
No. This was already in place. I'm just, for forward thinking. I mean, if
Right.
we're going to pay that kind of rate, I'd be more than happy to have a
Do we
slew
have
of them.
Alex at the end of the year already? So it'd be for next.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Have we already booked DJ Alex for the rest of the year? How far do we
I
have?
have it
now?
on this agenda to approve tonight.
I
For
think it's-
National Night Out, Christmas, and Easter. That's
Do we have any kind of contract with them, or is it just a verbal? Just
well,
a
it's
verbal?
an email. You might call that a contract.
No, the law don't though.
But we haven't done anything past. We don't even have Easter yet, or we do have
No.
Easter. I mean, it's too late to find somebody else.
I mean,
now.
I emailed him and he said yes, he'd do it, but you guys have not approved it. This was back on January.
Question: Since we have another meeting before the event, would you? I mean, I guess I'm an alternate. I'm saying, but would we be able, if I was able to get a list of acceptable candidates and email them to you for a cheaper
I
cost?
personally don't want to gamble on that.
I was gonna
That's
say, I
a
don't think
board
it's worth it.
decision.
Because the next meeting is going to be during spring break. We already have to talk about changing that. People are-
Gotcha.
And the egg hunt on the $100.
Go for next year then. No worries.
At least for this event. We'll keep it. I mean, even
Or next event, I should say.
all
Yeah.
right. I mean, it's worth looking at. Sure.
All right. I'm just any way we can save money in the budget is kind of like my
Agreed.
mindset on that. I mean, there's no
Mhm.
point to
Okay, so
overpay. if We
you
don't
should
have to.
just send me an email with the price quote and a link or what, you know,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
and that
for
way
sure.
I can present.
Yeah, and then we look at it and we vote on what we want. And that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody has anything that you found, like price for a bounce, a price for a light tower, or,
For sure.
even if your next door neighbor brings Christmas lights, we'll bring in the quote. We'll look at it.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. You just have to email them.
I got you, Miss Katrina.
Okay, so we need to, I would say we don't even need DJ, like, we kind of do, so. Easter egg hunt, DJ, rate of $400 for up to 2 hours, but usually it's just there for an hour. I'll motion to approve that. There we go. Can I get a second?
This is Cindy, I second.
Cindy second. All in favor? Are you raising? All in favor of the motion passed. So we have DJ, we have Bunny.
I'm sorry, what?
We have Bunny.
Yes, I got us a bunny.
Have we already?
She is a drama student at Northwest High School. I think she's 16 and excited to.
Yay. And we upped that to $100, right?
That's
The
right.
torture that it is.
It's on the list. So that's your only.
Y'all think $100 is a lot of money for a teenager, but the job that they have to do is rough. We started out at 50, and we realized real quick that it wasn't that fun. Right.
So do we,
Do we already approve the 100?
It's in your budget, but we will take a motion to approve 100 to spend on the bunny.
this is Cindy. I'd like to make a motion to spend $100 on the bunny for the Easter egg hunt.
Ms. Chuck, second.
All in favor? None opposed? Got a
And
bunny.
Those are your only expenses for the egg.
Got a
Eggs, bunny.
You already got
DJ.
the egg. Or we
No
do the prize
prizes.
thing.
Sorry, yeah, prize.
So historically, we would put like a golden ticket and a couple of random eggs for each age group, and whoever finds it brings it to the DJ, and then he gets the prize. And we tried doing like age-appropriate toys, but then people wouldn't claim them, and then we ended up with like a random toy left over. I don't know, but I like the gift card because then they can just kind of go to Walmart or go to Target. Or,
Well, I think they were Sonic. Do y'all
or
have a
Sonic.
preference?
There's a Sonic right here. I think we should get a Sonic gift card.
Is
wanna-
there a preference on the gift card?
You want to just do $10 gift card?
I think we had enough money to do $20. If you do, well, you have less age group.
Don't we do 3 in each group though?
We did, but we had 5 groups before, so that was it.
So if we have 3 age groups. Yeah, so 0 to 2, I think we should put 2 eggs, 2 golden eggs, because they're just little. There's going to be lesser number. And maybe 4 in that 3 to 7 group, and then 2 or 4 in the bigger. Because the 0 to 2, do they really want a gift card? Probably not.
Their parents do.
Their parents do, right. I say 2 for the little group, 4 for the middle, and 4 for the big. And do them all 10. Just make it $100.
10? Okay.
I feel like 10 skirts. Sonic. Is there another local business in Haslet besides Sonic? They have ice cream and they have little cookies.
Honestly, I'll actually go around because my wife's the treasurer for the Haslet PTA.
Uh-huh.
And so I actually just went to a lot of local businesses
Yes.
for their teachers, and between Chick-fil-A, Subway, and Raising Cane's all donated a bunch of stuff for the teachers free of charge. So, I mean, I'll just go talk to them and see if I can get something that would
Yeah, that'd be great.
alleviate the cost. And if you're already going to approve the 100, that's great. Then we can just maybe add some more
Add
stuff.
some more price.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know Chick-fil-A will give you like a free kids meal.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We've gotten those. My kids have gotten those. But as far as choosing the place for our $10 gift card, should we do like 4 of them from Frost for the older kids and then do the rest for Sonic? Can't think of another. Wait, but what can you buy for $10? But you could take a $10 gift card to Sonic and get like fries, Coke, or smoothie.
Well, they could, put $10 towards a pizza.
Yeah, but if
I
I'm
mean,
getting
Big Joe's a
something
trusting
free,
guy. You got to
you're
make your own
talking to
drink,
the
though.
free cheap queen right here. I'd like to have, I want it all to be free. Right. Right.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I'm a natural fat kid, so I agree to that. I'm not gonna lie.
I guess the question is, do we want them all Sonic, or are we okay with the Frost? Okay. Okay, perfect. So 6 Sonic $10, 4 Frost $10. Frost, it's right there on the corner across from the post office diagonally. They sell coffee. Yeah, Frost. On the corner. They
6
have like
from
ice
Sonic
cream
and 4
coffee
from
and
Frost? Is that what I heard? Okay.
good. Okay. We don't have to motion that. Perfect. Memorial Day celebration, May 27th.
Right, and I've trying to reach the lady that's going to be our guest speaker. I haven't heard back from her yet. I did get an email that David had forwarded to me. It's from it's not actually a Haslet business, but it's near Haslet, and they wanted to use the park for a ruck, which I had not heard of. I didn't know that's what it was called. But it's when you put on the backpack of the soldier, that whatever he would be wearing on maneuvers, and they do a 3 to 5 mile hike.
Carry the load.
You're right. And they want to do that on Memorial Day, so they're going to do that at 7:30 in the morning, and then let all their people know that the Memorial Day event starts at 10. So, yeah, I think it's going to work out well.
So do we need to do anything else for that?
Not at all. He was just he wanted to make sure he wasn't going to step on anybody's toes doing it on Memorial Day, and he had heard that we had an event, so he contacted me and we talked about it, and
Do
seems
they
real
have to
nice.
have I'm just being curious. Do they have to have
I
event, or
don't
is it
believe
just
so because
ending
they're
here?
just walking around the
No
park.
special event permit. First come, first served.
Okay, well, there you go.
Park hours and Delbrecht Park rules.
Excellent.
That's up to them. I told him if he got information to me before April, because the flyer would be in the, work for the city in May, that we could, put something on there for them. Okay.
Would you look up what it costs for us for the next meeting just to get those chairs again? And yes, our frugal new members, we do know that it's cheaper to buy chairs and keep them, but we have nowhere to keep them. So unless you have a barn space, you're willing to keep
How many chairs?
like 100?
I think we got 100.
I put my money where my mouth is. I showed up to do the Christmas lights. I will make that too.
I bought 10. I bought 10
just kidding.
chairs myself recently, and they're just taking up space. I'm telling you, just folding chairs. I thought, oh, it'll be fine. I'll just keep them in case we have people over. They'll just hide away. I haven't.
Have you ever thought about using rental company, like a
That's
party
what we
rental
do.
company?
That's what we're talking about. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
why I said, can you get us the prices for the rental chairs? But
Well, that's
before
great.
you acknowledge, we acknowledge that it's probably cheaper to buy them, but it's
I'm
just a
working your way.
matter
I'm
of
compromising.
storing them. And
I grew up in a big family. We had to make everything count. So,
Yes.
I mean, no weighs nothing.
all right, fireworks, Independence Day, June the 28th, 2024. We get fireworks confirmed for that.
Yes, fireworks
Okay.
are confirmed. You guys already approved that expense. We are using illumination fireworks here, but we have a couple things. Whenever you're ready. So we have a quote from a band called, well, we have a quote from Incognito, in Florida, and then we have a quote from another band called the Michelle Taylor Band.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, Incognito, so we have a
And
full
then,
production with a stage, they want 4,500, and without a stage, they'll do it for 35. And I think Colton's gonna play us maybe a little clip or put a picture. or
What's
something. They have a
Incognito's?
website.
what's their rate?
3,500 without a
No,
stage.
sorry, Incognito. So just, I was going to say, just FYI, I just am reading from their page here. It says that they are a Pacific Northwest band that does rock in Texas. So they're kind of a rock band. I didn't even know that Incognito
This is St. Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. On the drums, Mr. Drew White.
Just a reference, Incognito advertises this as rock band. I feel like they're the same.
I like Incognito much better, simply because if you look at the set list from, what's her name, Taylor, and you,
Taylor.
I mean, everybody likes to hear songs that they know, you know,
Yep.
the greatest hits stuff, and you know that was really good about Incognito last year, was every song they played everybody knew. People would sing along. I don't know what the heck that was that we listened to before. I mean, I
I
quit listening to
decide if
music
it's
in the
an original
70s.
song.
See, Chuck, I would have said the real word, but I mean, I agree with you 100%. A cover band would be way more accepted. People would like that better.
Isn't this Texas? Don't people like country music?
No, we don't have to have it.
Does Incognito do country?
No, they do Inhaling and what you heard.
I don't know. I'm not from Texas.
So
I
they'll
thought
do
Texans
half
liked
of it, you know,
country.
the Inhaling, I think is mostly of Inhaling.
Well, we don't have to decide today. We can listen to those two. If y'all have anybody else, we'll take more options. So y'all have however many weeks till our next meeting to see if you can
Yeah, if y'all want
round somebody
country,
out.
do some research and see if you can find us some country. I mean, I don't care. It doesn't
I
matter.
prefer not to have Rafi. Y'all know who Rafi is? Am I old? I'm old. You guys know who Rafi is? The little guy that, oh my God, I'm
Rocky?
no Rafi. He's like this little kid singing
Oh,
guy.
Rafi, that dude?
R-A-F-I,
Oh, I know Rafi.
like Rafi, you
Don't
know,
get no
and
Rafi.
Barney and
Yeah, he was in the time of Barney.
Yeah.
He really was. That same time
it's a
frame.
kid's performer, like he does kids.
Okay, well, their price is $4,000, not counting the stage. We
'Kay.
asked for a price for the stage. I got it.
They did last.
Well,
year.
yes, they will. They definitely said that. Now, let me throw this out there. I think if we don't vote to do Incognito, they're not going to be available. They're waiting on our answer because they're booked well. And I don't think you're going to get a good band too late. What do I know?
I make a motion that we take incognito for the July 4th celebration.
I'll second that. Chuck?
All in favor? Well, 3 against 5 wins. Motion to pass.
I need if only 3 voted, I need.
Chuck, Cindy, Dana.
So
I just
you
didn't vote.
abstain.
Abstain.
Thank
I don't dislike them. I just didn't. Right. No, that's fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have to get security for that day, or can we still wait for that?
I think we can wait a little longer, but we.
What do we do?
July?
4 off-duty officers, 2 not off-duty officers? How does that work again?
Yeah, they're off duty.
Sheriffs? Remember we have the 2
They
sheriff
were
guys
constables,
that come?
weren't they?
They were.
There
from
we
the
go,
constable's
constable.
office, that's correct.
Do we have our same 2 guys that know our part?
Probably, I haven't asked, but I'm sure the price.
I mean, we might as well just get it over with. It's not like we're going to not have security.
Didn't we have more than?
I think we had
I
4.
thought we had 4 for 4th of
Mhm.
July.
We might have had 6. No, we had 2 constables and 2 off-duty people.
Did?
Yeah, there were 4. Because it was the 2 guys that always
Yeah,
come,
there were 4, I just don't remember the mix.
Yeah.
and then there was
Same.
another guy and another guy. No, it was a girl. Was that girl for us, or was she just on duty and came over?
Well, there was some of both, so who it
Oh,
was, I
right. 'Cause
can't
there was
tell
a girl
you,
and a
but-
guy that came also, but I don't think they were hired by us. I think they were just there on duty.
I mean, we paid some that were dedicated here, and then there are some who work the area who were.
Just to ask, what do we pay them an hour for the constables? 50?
75?
I didn't bring that information with me, but it's about 65 or 70. Whatever. It
Just
was-
like we hire off-duty PDs and stuff at my place, and we pay them 50 an hour. Just for a reference.
PD from where?
DPD, for my Dallas stores, HPD in Houston.
They're working for
Chilliwack.
50 an hour? I'm
Yeah.
shocked. I priced it out. Anymore, they used to work.
Oh, they probably right. I mean, they were been with us for years, so I mean, we were locked in on that, but I mean, 65 still not bad.
We did security, and then we did the sheriff from 5:30 to 11. And
We
for-
didn't do security last year, everybody.
Okay, maybe it was security sheriff, but we did do 4, and it was 1430 for 4.
Sounds
14,
about right.
1,430 hours for 4 sheriffs from 5:30 to 11. 37, 38. So we had them for 6 hours.
5:30 to 11.
It was like 65. 5.5. It was 5. 6. So they come at 5:30 and then they leave at 11. So it ended up being about 65 an hour for them. I mean, we might as well say 50. It was 1430, I think.
Yeah, I think it's 65 an hour.
And you said yours do it for 55? I mean, for $10 an hour, no offense. These guys know our area and, you know. No, but I'm saying, like, you said they're from Dallas? Oh, I see. Got it. Maybe 1450. Because it was 1430 last year. So I think it's the same. It's 1430 for 4. Right.
This is Cindy. I'd like to make a motion that we authorize $1,500, up to $1,500 for 4 officers for security for the fireworks Independence Day.
Ms. Dana, second the motion.
Just to clarify, that's going to be the 5 to 11 p.m. or 5:30 to 11? 5:30.
We need that. Drink packet?
Oh, so the motion was for 4 constables for an amount of up to $1,500 from 5:30 to 11 on June the 28th. Motion by Cindy, seconded by Dana. All in favor? All 5 approve. Motion passes for security for the event.
Okay.
Who, were you the light tower person? Kyle was the light. Okay. So I think Kyle told me that he might be able to get light towers again. So we don't have, I think we can wait if he's
Did y'all talk
gonna
about
ask.
that? Yeah.
He said they
wait.
can always request that, and then they may or may not approve it.
Or at least get an estimate from that side and compare. So we should be okay though to wait for that, right? For light towers? Yes, okay. Same with toilets. Do we need to reserve those or we can wait?
That we can wait.
And if you guys want to get pricing for inflatable stuff for petting zoo, I don't have the pricing with me, but we can get that prepared for next time if anybody has a suggestion, you want to make on that.
I think we should bring back the thing that everybody waits in line for that my sweet little daughter suggested and then didn't get to enjoy the first time. But that little jumping thing where they're on the pad, the bungee jumping where the line is so long for that thing. People love it.
It's called a trampoline.
There we go. I think we get the big one. What is it, like $2,000?
How about I'll get pricing and y'all
Okay.
can approve it next meeting. Is there anything else we want pricing on? A petting
Just don't want to
zoo?
lose the date. Oh yeah, how about the axes?
Okay.
The axes, the adult fun. The jumping
And they
is
are
the kid
great
fun.
to work with. Petting zoo. Those are going to be booked up if you want it.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I agree.
So we'll look at bounce houses, axes, bungee thingy, rock climbing. That comes with the bungee people, right? Do we want to do the foam thing again? The foam. Mhm. Yeah, because the kid got lost in there and the parent wasn't thinking. Remember quite well.
Well, we can get pricing, and then if they have it available, you guys can vote on it next meeting.
Yeah, and somebody threw up in there, and then the guy that was supposed to be watching it wasn't watching it. That was real. So what? Oh, here, just because I'm going to go back and be a little bit annoying, the people that we had last year, just for reference, was incognito as something called Dive Bar Boombox. They were $2,000, and then Professor D was $15,000. So we skipped them. They looked really cool though.
And up. I mean, you could pay them like $50,000. Only way you're going to get Lafreak now is if you want to book for 2025 or 2026.
I'm looking. We had. The whole pandemic. Right? So we had the trampoline, axe throwing. We had a train. Can we get a train estimate? I know our guy left, right? Fire sold the train.
Yeah, but we've been using them for a while.
Is there a set budget and then we just spend that per, how does that work?
Yes, so we have a budget for each event.
Each of them?
So we request council's permission to give us X amount of dollars for each.
Okay.
So historically speaking, the West Fest was $40,000. We always lost all that money. It used to drive me insane. And finally, Garrett had this wonderful idea, and he said, let's combine Wild West Fest with 4th of July. And so we moved the band from the Wild West Fest that got canceled half the time into the 4th of July. Part of that was, can we move the money to 4th of July? So for 4th of July, I think we have about 40,000 because we combine Wild West Fest and 4th of July. So we can pay for the fireworks and all the things that go along with it. Yeah, they're not
If Wild West Fest was 40,000, what was the budget for 4th of July?
20.
So was it 60 total then?
They wouldn't give it to us. They just moved it over. We only have 40.
Oh, they just moved it over and combined it?
So we have a, yeah. Right,
All our money went to fireworks.
right. Right. So now we get to like have the band and have like, you know, bounce houses and have the
Yeah.
jumpy thing. And it's because it doesn't rain out and storm out, like literally the fire chief would be out at the park, like watching the sky and on his radio, and the rodeo would get canceled. It was real cool when it happened. It was very cool when it happened, but we just couldn't, you can't get a refund if it doesn't happen. You can't reschedule it really because there's not time. So, and I think it's too hot in the summer, so we just kind of decided. Okay, where was I? I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was looking just to see if there was something I missed. I think it was axes, the train, a bounce house, climbing wall, and then of course we have food vendors that come. Oh. Oh, a Mr. Tent. Didn't we get Mr. Tent?
Yeah, I don't have a price for you, but we're definitely gonna have.
Can you get us the tent, like for the staff and for security, and then the price for the misters for those?
Yep. We bought those.
The misters?
Of it.
Yeah, we rented like porta cools and misting fans, but we bought this
tubing.
misting tubing to put around that tent.
I thought it worked fine. So if you'll get us the estimates for the next time, then we can get tents and bounce houses and whatever those toys are. And if anybody thinks of anything, you can just email Katrina whatever quotes you get. I know that I've gone in the past and like messaged a bunch of different train companies and sent her the top 3 to bring for us. Okay, movie in the park, September 27th, 2024. Our sponsor was okay with that, correct? Oh, yes, we can go back to
Yeah. Glad you said that. Oh, can you play that? Y'all ready to listen to it? It's 20 minutes.
No. You can just tell them. Dana worked really hard to make a new playlist. I don't even need to listen to it. I'm going to approve it. I will approve whatever. I haven't heard enough. I think we had to do ones that we had licenses for and permission to play and then put them together.
There you go. And they're all licensed.
Okay.
So that was suggested.
They're all bills.
Of His Majesty, I sang them all to the stereo. Couldn't take no more of that rock and roll. So we put soldier.
That's all one. I can move forward in time.
Yeah.
I
Who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And we stand and say, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still.
That's it. That's the last song. That's the last song. I'm literally at the end of time. No, there's more in there.
He
It's just-
skipped it.
I don't know where the songs start and end.
Yes, you could use these songs at the memorial. It's not for one occasion. We pay for a license to be able to use the royalty of the music, so we're good. Yes. Spirit of America, West Point Band, Celebration Cool and the Gang, America the Beautiful, Ray Charles, 4th of July Shooter Jennings, American Soldier Toby Keith, American Pie Don McLean, God Bless America Leanne Rhymes, Battle Hymn of Republic, Color Me America Dolly Parton, Proud to be an American Lee Greenwood. And of course, they choreograph it. It might not be in that order. To go with the fireworks.
Thank you for doing that. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Do we need any beach balls? Since we're going back, might as well go back. Do we want to order beach balls? Haslet beach balls.
We do not have any.
They're always a big hit in my. What do we get, like 100?
You just gonna like blow them up and let people just hit
No,
'em
we would
everywhere?
just hand one out to each family. We just put them in our
What's the
hands.
fun in
and
that?
they
Blow
blow
'em
them up. No,
man.
they blow
Party
them up.
style.
I'm not blowing up 100 beach balls.
Well, listen, I'm gonna need you to show up and blow those up.
Hey,
Blow up beach
I showed
balls.
up for the light. Hey, I got a compressor. y'all are working too hard. Think smart. Not
No, we just pass them out and they play with them.
exactly right.
Because people will sit their blankets out for the fireworks on 4th of July and like bring picnics and their
Yeah,
snacks.
that's
and
super cool. Yeah.
So we just pass out the balls. Here's the Haslet beach
Oh,
ball.
that's cool. Yeah.
What are they, like $400 for 100 or something like that? Okay. I don't know what they cost. I don't know what they cost. We just get them because they're cool. Okay. Movie in the Park is September 27th. Our sponsor was confirmed okay with that date. Katrina? Okay. And we don't have to do anything right now because that's so far away. Okay. October 1st.
Have you still not heard anything from In and Out? Are they for sure gone? Oh no. Well, you said you might have back to for sure,
about
but
a
it
different
didn't
date.
sound.
About a different date.
Oh.
They won't do September at all.
Oh.
Have they said anything about the different dates?
Shannon was disappointed they weren't gonna be there.
Yes,
That's the whole reason we picked the date. Right. People come.
so I have the DJ $400 for National Night Out for y'all to approve as well.
I mean, we can wait, I guess, on that one if you want to see if we've got a different try.
Wait, we're on movie in the park still? Right.
No. We moved on to National Night Out, but we were going to look at the other prices of other DJs just for comparison.
Okay.
You said you
Is
wanted
it the
us to
same
approve.
one, DJ Alec? I'm
Yeah, it's
assuming.
the same.
And how many hours was this one for? How many
2 hours.
hours would they be performing
National
for?
Night Out, 6 to 8.
So 2 hours.
And he comes early and but it's the same price. I think
And
that's
then
the
what
minimum.
style or genre of music? It's like a mix of everything.
His music?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does everything. He basically is an MC.
Oh, good.
So he plays all the fun stuff, the dance moves, he engages the audience, like it's a whole show. He does the drawing for us. Like there's a raffle at National Night Out. and
So
he'll
you
call
just
the
need him to have
numbers
like a PA system, a microphone, things like that that'll tie to it that he
up.
can.
Yes, he has all that. He brings it.
Now, National Night Out, there, you can remind them is Parkboard pay fee.
Right.
Latest pay.
Right. So it's our contribution. So National Night Out, everything has to be free. So all of the vendors that come can't charge for it. So Parks Board sponsors.
So we call them exhibits.
So Park Board, like we don't collect any money. And anything that they have has to be given. So I think one time we bought like cotton. Maybe you bought that. Anyways, long story short, we pay for the DJ. But because he doesn't, by definition, a National Night Out can't charge people to be there. And so as the Park Board.
It's not a park.
Like we don't do anything else for the event except.
I'm just not familiar with National Night Out in general.
Oh, so National Night Out was started in California, and it's actually not in October in any other state except for Texas
Well, like what is
because
the
it's too
point
hot.
of it? What is
It's for you to get to know your community, and so like if you live in a neighborhood,
So it's a nationwide
Right, it's a
organization
national-wide.
called the National Association of Town Watch, and it was started to make crime and prevention areas more, to bring attention to those areas in a positive light so that communities and those parts of town could get to know officers and law enforcement in a community-friendly setting as opposed to how they get the law enforcement. So it's just, I think it started either in the late 70s or the 80s, so it's been ongoing since then. Now
What's the significance of not charging?
because it's a free night, so that everyone is welcome to attend. So
Right.
by definition,
Bribing people to come meet the police. I like it. There
so
you go.
by definition, the event can.
Come get free
because we
stuff.
are a member of the National Association of Town
Right.
Watch, that is their rules, that when you put
Mhm.
on this community event, it has to reach all economic levels, people to attend, there's no charge, and so it has to be different. So
Cool.
that, we're meeting there. And most,
So vendors don't pay a fee, and they can't charge for their things they give out. So like, realtors will bring out stuff like well, they don't do it anymore, but the bank used to set up and pass out cotton candy and popcorn. And,
Oh, that's cool. Still good exposure for them as a
Yeah.
business. So.
right.
so we market it as free exhibitor space
Cool.
and a networking atmosphere. So I don't call them vendors for that one.
Exhibitors. And the sheriff comes and well, he's
They're
been.
pretty good.
They'll come on, some of the constables will come on horse.
That's
Just so you
awesome,
can
man.
get fun. So do we want to wait for DJ Alec? I always think he does a great job. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous to get somebody else.
Oh, don't be scared of the unknown. You gotta brave it.
Mm-hmm. And we dropped him for July 4th, right? We don't need him for July 4th because we have the band.
Right.
So we really just use him for Easter, Christmas, and National Night Out.
Well, has anybody ever approached him since he's guaranteed so many bookings that he reduces his rate for the city?
He has never raised his rate in 5 years, so no, I haven't.
I wouldn't either if I was making 200 an hour. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. I mean, that's crazy high. No, I mean, and I'm talking about they'll have microphones, they'll bring their own equipment, they'll engage with the crowd, they'll be an MC. There's
Well, I'm
a
pretty
lot
sure
of.
we pay him less than.
Mhm.
God
We
help
had
us.
someone before that and they were bad and we paid.
Wow. Don't worry, I'm gonna help.
I mean, I personally would just like to keep him for this national night out, but then by Christmas we can get, I just don't want to lose him and him go somewhere else because national night out is national night out. And so things would, it's a certain day of the month.
Right. No, that's. I mean, it's y'all's call.
It's 2 hours. He comes before and stays late, about 3 hours, but it's the same 400. Right.
No, that's cool. I'm just, again. With
No, I
DJ,
completely
we're
agree
way
that
overpaying
you're
him.
right. We can look for other things, and normally I'm on board with it, but
This is Cindy.
I'll
I'd
just
like
get
to,
some names and have them a lot of them have YouTubes and things like that
Yeah.
that you can be able to see and watch and kind of check whatever. I'll just get with Katrina and send her the links to it.
Sure.
And then you guys make your own decision. I just from a financial standpoint, that is
no, I agree.
way overpriced.
Yeah, we just have this thing. Fine.
I know, baby. Overpay. I'm getting the drift. I got it.
I pay for premium toilet paper.
So, I mean,
this is Cindy. I'd like to go ahead and make a motion that we get
DJ Alex.
DJ Alex for National Night Out, October 1st, 2024.
This is Dana. I second the motion.
Motion and seconded. All in favor? 4, 1 abstain. Haslet Hustle and Fun Run not taking place because we don't have a road. Not ready to delete it. So, Christmas in the Park will be the first Saturday in December, like it always is. It's going to be December the 7th, 2024. All we really need to make sure we get at this point is Santa, and I think we already approved that. Did we?
We did get Santa,
Okay.
and I had to fight to get Heath, but we got him. Because they're already booked up.
Mm-hmm.
There was mention of there's the decorations that are fading that we might want to replace. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yoga.
Okay, hold on, Christmas.
Okay.
So if you want to talk about the snow party, emergency ice, it looks like their pricing is the same on everything for 2024, except for the manpower. We paid $75 an hour per person, minimum 4 before, and they went up to 100.
Yeah, I'm going to need them to actually do their job then, because one of the guys was on his phone the whole time over there in the corner, and there were 4 of them, and I'm not going to
Start till,
not paying $100 an hour for somebody not to do nothing.
yep. And they were 30 minutes late.
And they were late.
They'll be booked if we don't.
The double ice? Yeah, but that's the only, I think there's only one company that has the ice slide. Are there more than one company that has the slide?
Only in Dallas, Fort Worth, there's only one I know of.
The only other one I could find before. I'm happy if you'd like to look for it within San Antonio or something. Yes. If you can remember who it was, that'd be great. And ask. Right. Yes. Yes. And one year we had 2. Like 2 separate ones. That was the first year I think we had it. A shorter one and a taller one.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, you can do that.
But you think we're still good to not reserve the slide itself right now? We probably have another month.
I think it's booking up, but we can gamble. Fine.
All right, we'll gamble. I'm up for gambling. Right. I mean, it's fun and the kids like it, but you can't get it going.
Yep.
It's a lot of money to not get it. Yeah. It took 1 hour to start.
Where were the
One was on his phone by his truck. I have a picture on my phone. So pretty much the whole time.
So there was one pulling the tube up, and there was one at the top.
Yes, and then there was one at the end that was bringing the tubes
When
back.
we went over there was nobody, correct? Until we left. Yeah, and then they,
Maybe with the guy on the phone. Yeah. Because the buddy on the truck could have been walking in. As long as the ice lasts. Break. All right, so we'll just look for the slides option. Or if we can find someone else who wants to work. But the problem is we just didn't have case study. Work. I want to do it. I want to do it for free. Emergency ice. Yoga and Tai Chi are still as usual. Have to approve any funds. Okay. Other projects and ideas we need to put on the agenda for this award thing from our bylaws that we've ignored for at least the past 4 years.
So put that under future agenda items.
Yep.
Would probably be a better.
So in our, whatever this thing is, in our policy and bylaws for the Parks and Recreation Board in the city of Haslet, there's a couple of ordinances that have altered some of it since then. But this was approved in 2019, that the board adopts it as an official policy of the board, then an appreciation certificate be given for outstanding contributions by the citizens to the department. This presentation would require a 2/3 majority vote of the board. And then the board adopted as an official policy of the board that a community service award be given for outstanding service or contribution in promoting the cause of parks and recreation by an individual, organization, or corporation. And this presentation requires majority vote. So I'm just suggesting that we make an award as a future agenda item for the meeting. That we, right, so we can, on that agenda item, we can discuss if anyone has nominations or any organizations specifically to be at least awarded. It is, yeah, we had talked about it and it's in here, so. Okay. So action items, discuss, consider, and act to make a recommendation to City Council regarding the HC-EDC project for installing 10-foot benches with shade structures. I believe that is what Miss Kitty came and showed us the time before, and we said, yeah, we talked about that. And we thought it was a great idea. So.
Okay, so they've got it narrowed down, and I think James is going to go over it. He wasn't able to.
Yeah, she intended to give this presentation herself, but she was unable to make it. So HCDC approved to bring to y'all for recommendation to provide a bench structure in the tennis courts. They will look very similar to what's pictured there, with the exception that it will have a cutout that will allow for light to pass through the middle of it. So it'll be a 10-foot bench with double-sided and backs, and then it will go around that existing
this moment, because this is somebody has cut down the windscreens. There's no net strap in the middle. The net is literally like, we could not go play tennis the last couple months. The tension's not right on the other one. I mean, I have kids that are learning how to play, so like I said, I've literally sat on a quilt from the time I was a kid. Like, I've been at tennis courts, so no, somebody is vandalizing them, because I mean, from the feedback you hear, everyone's mad. They're tennis courts. They should have all been pickleball courts, so on and so forth. So what I'm saying is, like, this is a luxury item to have shade. It's a nice thing to have, but it's not necessary. Especially, it's just one more thing that someone's gonna take advantage of and damage. So I feel like it's not even in the city's best interest to spend the money on that until we maybe as a board promote a way to find some sort of accountability. Like, you reserve it online and you get a one-time code, you unlock the court, you can go play, come out and lock it back, a camera. But I mean, I think the only way to really know that you're accountable is get online, get some sort of like a lock that you can have a code, reserve it when you're done, say I'm done, and then you lock it back. Otherwise, it's just something else that people are going to tear up. When we've gone out there, people are chalking the court. I mean, like, we've gone out there to play, and there's always something. I wind up picking up trash. I wind up picking up the tape the pickleball people have made on the other side to play tennis. Now the nets, and you can't even use it as a tennis court. So I just feel like it needs to be addressed before we input any more money into that.
Maybe. Do they pick what they want to spend that on? I mean, yes. Correct. So they just thought that would be nice, so that's what they want to do. Can we not say, like, is there something else we can put that money into to make it better?
We're welcome to go to an HCC meeting and ask permission to speak.
That's how you do
Cindy.
that. Okay.
Cindy, would you mind turning on your mic? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, they came to us, right after the tennis courts were built and said, we want to do this, and they've been working on it ever since.
Right,
so.
I remember that, and
Yeah.
we used them from the time we did the opening ceremony, but
Right.
like I said, they've been, I mean,
I've been out there and
parts
played
of-
several times, but not recently.
yeah, I mean, it's
But I see
literally-
people over there playing them. I
they're
live,
probably playing pickleball. If I go play tennis, I either kick someone off pickleball or can't dedicate. I mean, because
I don't think we
the
have
net,
a dedicated. There's one.
well, yeah,
They're
there
tennis
is.
courts.
One of those courts is for tennis.
No, right, but if someone's playing pickleball, it's like on the basketball court. If you're playing pickleball on the basketball court,
they're-
if you want to play basketball, you didn't kick somebody
mean,
out from playing.
But they aren't even supposed to be putting tape on those courts.
so I really think it's just a respectful thing for the tennis players.
What
but
happened
it's
to
not
our
being,
sign?
We never got, and that's the other thing. We never got a sign. Like, we need a sign with
You know?
rules. Like, you
And
know,
There
The
was
mayor told me he was going to
something.
get a sign.
there wasn't
There was at
anything
one
last
time. There was
I-
something, but I don't know. I don't remember the wording of it.
I mean, I can make a sign. I can put the
But
rules.
that-
I mean, but
yeah.
we have to approve it. But
Yeah, I believe there was in works a draft set of rules that was with the mayor. We can check on that. And I know you said you had what was
I
sent to him.
created the list of rules.
If you'll send it to me, we
As I was
can
asked.
see if we can get a temporary set of rules before we get a set that's adopted. As far as for any of the deficiencies, those have been fixed. We have some slides to show on some park updates. We can either skip to that or we can wait for that. Or we'll just go ahead.
Go ahead.
If you don't mind, this is just a handful of stuff that's been going on in the park. So that is that slide, and this is jumping ahead to the end. So that's the slide. They lowered sprinkler heads, raised all the gates and fixed those so those are functional again. And there we go. So they've rehung all the windscreen. I don't think they have one finished. There is little tears here and there. The wind load on them are very high, so they may need a different style screen in the long term. I couldn't tell for sure. It looked like that there was some vandalism to have it pulled down, but the wind is very high, especially on, I guess, the west fence with the wind coming in towards the east. It just pulls that section down.
So-
But they've replaced as much of that as possible.
Right, and there's different windscreens depending on what time of the year. So I don't know if we have both or if we just have
We do
one
not.
set.
This is the set we have. And one back, I think. There you go. So they've replaced the straps in that center portion, and they've fixed the issue with the tensioner. Looked like either somebody had tied wire between it, but we removed that, put a pin back through it, and it seems to be holding tension. And we have a couple extra of those center straps. Now they do get stolen from time to time. That's something, that's going to be the fight. And they've removed all the temporary pickleball lines. Yeah, so as far as I know, those are all back to functional. If you want to check or meet us out there to check the tension on those, but they watched it on a premier who they watched their instructional video, and so they may or may not have done it correctly, but good.
Where are
was the
those
intent.
benches that are right there going to go when they get this new bench? Why is that different than the one they're asking for?
Because there's a canopy attached to it, and they're back. The other benches have a double back, and then the canopy straddles the top. So it's really the intent.
So where do
of the
those
bench.
benches go?
Those, they will just be removed and repurposed somewhere else, or
James, can I ask you a question? If there are people up there that are putting tape on the courts and actively playing pickleball on the tennis one, not the one that we've marked off, what recourse do the people that come up and find that? Should they call the police? Should they call the city? Is there anything that can be done about that?
so the police would not enforce any part of that. There
That's
is no
what I-
ordinance to back it up. The draft, a set of rules adopted by ordinance would give code enforcement the ability to write a citation. But I do not think we could check, but I'm fairly positive the sheriff's office would not directly enforce a set of rules that were posted. They would enforce vandalism if it was caught.
So I sent the set of rules as per requested on the 3rd. And so I just said, number 1, use the courts at your own risk, liability, right? Number 2, please only wear white sole court shoes. When we were going up there, you could see all the marks, from not. Number 3, do not leave trash of any kind. Number 4, no activities other than tennis or pickleball. No bicycles, rollerblades, or skateboards. Number 5, if tennis players are waiting, please ensure all pickleball is on one side, because I know it's for both. I don't know how you ensure. So, like, if you have tennis and you have pickleball, like, combine it. Yeah, we could add that. I just kind of looked up signs, and I know from the past I've played at a million tennis facilities all over the United States. So we can be more specific, but I just kind of did this as a guide. I mean, I didn't have to be word for word. If other people are waiting, please limit your time use to pick a time, 45 minutes to an hour, so that others can play. And then do not damage or abuse the net or anything associated with the court. That was my suggestion, which obviously can be edited, altered, or whatever, but just the basic.
I'm going to give you a comment because I'm just a regular person who never played tennis. I'm not going to wear white shoes to play tennis if I take my daughter to play tennis because I don't have any. Like white-soled shoes. Right, but what I'm saying is in a public park where the population is 3,000, I think that one's a big ask. That's just my opinion. I think asking me to wear a certain kind of shoe, I understand as a tennis player where that probably chaps your hide because you play tennis your whole life, right? But as somebody who doesn't play tennis, like I'm not going to think to check to see if my shoes have white soles before I take my daughter to play tennis. For all I know, mine don't mark. I just don't know.
That's not a big. I mean, the weird thing is that they're over there.
I don't know either. I don't know a solution. That's the problem. When it's an open court, it's not really, it can't enforce a set of rules, but it's just a lack of courtesy.
Yes, and
for-
these are always challenges we have with any of the things open to the public. We do see a lot, I mean, not as much as other parks do, but vandalism, like the slides, I mean, that stuff, like the mallets for we replaced those as well, like they were just ripped off and stolen. You know, so those things are always gonna be the challenge. At least for the action item for this, they would need a recommendation, whether you would like to recommend that we allow them to, I guess, to put those in the park. So EDC has already approved to spend that, and it is, I mean, it is not free, but it's not a incredibly expensive addition at under $5,000. And then Public Works would handle the installation. It would just be delivered, assembled, and we would handle the installation for it. As far as the other items for security and park rules, I know there was a draft set there, but we can look at that, and then I'm not sure, Katrina, would this board be tasked with a set of permanent rules for that, or, I mean, a recommendation could happen, I mean.
What we were told was that we could make a suggestion, but the rules would come from city council.
As I
I
was
mean,
advised,
Right.
that it would be from the mayor himself.
And
Right.
I'm pretty sure they never.
Yeah, so,
I asked for the rules a long time ago before you ever asked for your input. No offense like that, but like I asked for them to be put up. And I had a whole list, and I called my friends who play basketball, and I called my friends that play tennis. And I said, what kind of time limit is fair? Because we need one for the basketball court. If somebody's playing basketball, how long does the pickup be? What's the time frame? I called my friend who's a coach. I got all, I mean, this is like back in September, like July of last year. And I had all these things, and I brought them forward, and I was told, no, the mayor's already working on that. He's going to get that together. What are your suggestions? I was asked to ask the city, the board here for suggestions, and I guess it didn't really get it.
So the park board isn't allowed to make rules for the park?
Correct.
But we're not allowed to put up signs.
So the city council has to make up rules for the park board to vote.
Parks board makes recommendations to city council, but when I made those recommendations, I was told they were being worked on. So I actually find it quite interesting that someone asked for more help when we already.
Sounds like city council needs to learn how to delegate and trust their boards to do their job. I mean,
I don't know
that's
that
just a
it's,
humble,
Don't forget to vote.
common sense opinion.
I don't know
Oh,
that it's a council
trust me,
issue. It has to be brought to the council for them to be aware of it.
No, I'm just saying, like, why
I mean, I'm just
why the
defending the
council
council
is
here.
even involved in the simple thing as posting rules on the tennis court.
Because we're not a voting I don't know.
No,
That's a good
that's
question.
kinda
I see
my
what you're
point is,
asking.
like, why
I
are
see
they
what you're
wasting
asking.
their time
Yeah.
on some simple matter when
Right.
we have a board that meets
Right.
monthly?
Agreed.
That should be able to do more
We'll
if they
talk
want to.
afterwards. There's a whole
Agreed.
thing on that.
Oh,
Um,
I'm learning.
But we would like to make a recommendation that city council is aware of these problems and that we would still like to have signage out there and possibly security cameras. And even to the point where the lock is a wonderful idea. If the only problem with it is who's gonna,
So I think
So the
there's
way
gonna
I
take care
understand
of
it,
it.
I'm going to paraphrase. The way I understand it is that Cindy would like to make a motion to make a recommendation to the city council on behalf of the parks board that. Nope, on 6A. That the benches will not be considered as an option of the parks board without consideration of cameras and signs that we have already asked for. So we would like to postpone our recommendation. This is what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm paraphrasing for you wrongly, that will be put on hold as a recommendation of the parks board until signage is placed in the park and a possible consideration of cameras and a locking system for the gate with like a passcode kind of thing. Consider a lock, like a one-time, like, you know, like a code you
like a
put on your door.
magnetic lock.
They're like $100. You buy them online and you stick it on your front door and you put in a key code. We just generate a different key code every day. If you want to play tennis, you go online and you get it. So we can track who's accessing the court.
in order to prevent more damage at the
Because
park.
otherwise that bench is just going to get trashed and then we wasted $5,000 more. Not us, but the city. I mean, I paid taxes to the city of Haslet, so it's my money.
We get the vandalism under control.
That was a long motion. Cindy made the motion.
I'll second. Stephanie Grace.
Stephanie seconded. All in favor? No abstaining. All 5 say yes. That's our recommendation. We good? All right, discuss, consider, and act regarding purchase of shirts, jackets for park board members. We talked about it a little bit, that we would like to keep it just open-ended, where if you are a new parks board member after you have attended one event successfully, that you automatically are grandfathered into a jacket and a shirt. The reason I say that is because some people don't show up. And we shouldn't just buy anybody a shirt for joining, but if you've attended one event, you should get a shirt and a jacket. Yes. No, everyone who's here has met the criteria. But moving forward, it seems silly that we vote on this every single time. Like, it should just be standing. Like, once you've been to one event, once you participated in one park board activity. Right, but if we make it open, Katrina can just buy the shirt. Can we make it open-ended like that? That Parks Board shirts are provided for all Parks Board members that have attended one event?
Well, if you think about it, you just answered your own question, is that everybody's already attended an event, so you should be getting everybody a shirt.
Like, for the future, like moving forward.
Line item for shirts, uniforms, whatever you want to call it, then we can do what you just said. It'll already be
Okay,
budgeted.
but we have to have
Right
a
now,
line
it
item.
comes out of your advertising budget. That's
Okay.
why we make a motion.
So for now, we just need to get everybody shirts.
Yes.
Okay.
And you guys mentioned getting a new color, or we can still go with the white. The white which you've been getting, or
So this one that I have here is made by Sanmar, and it is a Port Authority short sleeve UV daybreak shirt, nice and light. All the sizes, $38. I'm sure it's more if you did like a quadruple X. Looks like this one sampled here is True Royal. We have options for, I don't know, I say red, white, or blue. True Royal, rich red, or white. And I think that, look at that.
yeah, their Columbia brand shirts were a lighter blue, and they ran 62 to 70. No, I have not. I can ask them to send us one. Right.
It would be nice because the Columbias that we've had are really nice. They wash well. You hang them up. You don't even have to iron them.
For being the self-proclaimed cheapest person on this board, I agree with the Columbia shirt.
Yeah.
You can, but it's 70 a pop.
I thought we agreed on shirts last month. Did we not?
Well, we couldn't vote for them because they were not an agenda item. So we talked about it, but we couldn't make a motion. So we have to actually it has to be on the agenda for us.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And do these come in ladies and men's, or
No,
just?
one, no, just that.
We're not buying these shirts every year. I mean, our white ones are what, 5 years old or something? I mean, they're old.
But we don't have a sample of what this shirt looks like or feels like or anything.
No, I don't.
Think we could get one by next meeting? And if it's okay, I'd like to do.
Right. We're not even having for any.
I agree. You're not gonna have them.
Right, and nobody even believes you. So do you have the estimate for the other shirt that we know the brand of?
The blue Columbia,
Yes.
now they're a lighter blue, it looks like, not really as royal, and they are 62 to 70. That probably depends on what size.
So that includes the embroidered Haslet
Yes,
on
it
them?
does. Everything, all the prices from Mulholland includes the embroidery.
So for $20 more each shirt, we're gonna get a shirt that we know has good quality that we've used before.
No, this looks like cool gray, fossil, which just looks sort of like an army. The Gulf Stream, which is like light blue. Sail is the lighter blue. Vivid blue is the closest to royal. But if you go to the women, they don't offer royal blue. They offer light cap blue. That's a light. I would think, yeah, but I would think that you want the same color.
I mean, this one's a Port Authority brand. Has anyone used Port Authority?
Yeah, we buy them all the time.
So this is just a Port
James wears
Authority
one
shirt.
every day. Probably.
Like it says Sanmar, but it's a Port Authority shirt.
I mean, these are all from Mulholland Custom Imprints in Fort Worth, and I've bought plenty over the years, and I've never had a complaint.
No.
These
I'm
don't
gonna
even have
be
a pocket.
honest with you, I didn't study it that close. But
Yeah, this Port Authority one is just plain. It doesn't have anything on it.
doesn't it say it has UV though?
Yes, short sleeve
Yeah.
UV daybreak shirt.
And will he do quantities less than a dozen at a time for this?
Can we see the other one?
Not got a better. It's real hard to get clean.
And they have a little drop down.
That's fantastic.
Well, and you gotta think in the Columbia, you'll have a men's option and a women's option. In the other one, it's just unisex. Right, yeah.
I feel like we do a lot of, I work in the hospital, we do a lot of Port Authority bulk orders, and it's 50-50 whether it's good or not.
Yeah.
Like I have some Port Authority that I love and some Port Authority that unravel and some Port Authority that are junk. So
And for
it's not, it's an
20-something dollars more, you're
inconsistent
gonna get
quality.
something that you know is good.
Where'd you get?
I don't want to get a embroidery.
I'm just curious. There's somewhere around.
Mulholland Imprints is who does the embroidery.
Oh,
And you can bring him stuff and they'll embroider it, but it's way easier if he orders it, embroiders it, and gets it to you. Because if it doesn't work correctly, they don't cover the.
so it's $70 a shirt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who else is missing? 9. We need 9 shirts. So 9 times 70 is 630. Yeah. Serge and Kyle. So,
You know,
so
being
650.
that
Just
they
do it.
last us 4 or 5 years, I would prefer to have the Columbia. I'm sorry.
Motion away, sister.
All right, this is Cindy. I make a motion that we order Columbia shirts for the entire park board in the light blue color.
What's it called? Dark blue? Live blue?
If I suggest that you all order size,
Royal blue.
Okay, that we,
get the women's size,
A different color.
light cap.
okay,
Can everyone handle that? I can handle that. Can
Yeah.
you handle that?
yeah,
You're good with men's?
okay.
All right.
So we're gonna
good.
order royal blue in Columbia for this year's park board.
Perfect. Awesome.
Chuckle second.
All in favor? None opposed? We voted, all were in favor. You did miss the vote. Discuss, consider, and act regarding purchases of the replacement of faded Christmas decorations. I'm guessing we have like pictures or something.
I sent off for qualifications, and they are not.
Okay, because I have the old ones that are probably the way wrong price.
Yeah, I talked to them. Yeah, they were gonna have to provide us a quote. They wouldn't really just quote me over the phone. They just said, yes, they're gonna be more. Less than
Just so y'all know, it's gonna be a big shocker, because it was for me. They're gonna be
Because
probably
they
$400 to
price them-
$500 each, just for
They
each
price
pole
them with
decoration.
lights, and we asked for them without lights, so they have to kind of that.
Those were from-
But I should have those definitely by probably next.
Yeah, that was a big sticker shock for me when I found out how much those bad boys cost. No, they don't have lights. We usually get the unlighted ones.
So that'll be tabled till next meeting?
Yes, so table that for the next meeting till we get the quote. So we saw the park updates. Thank you for those, James. Do we have any more?
Quarterly.
Did we ever find out if the rollers got unclogged? Where the rocks were stuck on that roller table? Remember I told you they were like little tiny rocks. They weren't all rolling. Right, right. But there was a couple that just we couldn't get to roll. That's why. Perfect. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, yeah.
We've only used those for a handful of city events before, so they're kind of y'all's to do what you want with, but no, yeah, these have to be broken in half. They have axles you put on, and there is some wear and tear to them. So
So
that would-
ironically, I understand your purpose, but that's something that whenever we go to the park, even my kids now still play on those.
yeah, and if
They
they're-
run up there and sing. That's not what they're for. I'm not saying it like that, but
there's just exactly what's pictured there is what we have, and that's just it's hit or miss if it's used. So like I said, it's just a suggestion. They've been up there for a while. We used to have the soccer kind of goals. We had them over there for a small amount of time. They weren't well used.
I think it would be a good idea. I think parents would really appreciate that at the baseball field. Put it behind the 8U, like in the center of 8U and 10U. I think it would be a good idea.
So, and Katrina, do you know if this is an actionable item? This is really just placement of those in the existing park, but
No, you can discuss only.
so yeah, I don't know if it requires an action to move them from one location to the other.
Right.
So maybe a consensus would be
I mean, I
okay.
didn't even know it was. a
Yeah,
possibility.
they've just been sitting there for a while, and yes, but the one, I guess the one caveat is once we moved them down there, they're really not something that we can functionally move back and forth. So I would want wherever they.
do we want to
land-
move one and see how it gets used? You're saying they're going to use them in the baseball field, right? Like if we move one and just make sure that it's, there and no one is asking, where'd they go? I don't know what anybody uses those for. Because I like the
is.
number 6.
Well, and I think too, if we ever do want to have some bleachers in community park, they would be a lot easier to use if they weren't as big as these. The smaller size that you guys could move easily, like we used to use on the memorial. But then you could put those on the basketball court for the choirs, stuff like that. You don't really need them that tall. 4 or 5 steps would be plenty.
I mean, it's the same concept. Nance has
I'm on
those
it,
style of
yeah.
bleachers behind the backstop. You just give Firehouse the same courtesy now.
Now, the ones at Nance, they are showing some age, and they're gonna have some repair of those. I'm not sure if they're still around.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to make sure that this doesn't require a motion. I don't think it really does. So like a consensus of where to place these, it's all in the park would be sufficient. If it's not, we'll have to come back as another item. We'll check. But is there a consensus of move these or leave them where they are?
So for a consensus, do you just go down the list and say, is it okay with you?
I mean, on a, yeah.
And if he says we can move it without further,
Yeah.
we will, and if not, we'll bring it back on the next agenda.
No.
It's not an
No, you
actionable
cannot
item.
You can't make a
So
motion if it's not
the
on the
discussion
agenda.
is move something. We've moved them in the past from there to onto the basketball court. It didn't require a motion.
No.
I don't think this
But it falls
necessarily
under
does.
like park discussion, so we
Yeah.
can discuss it.
I think they
So-
mean to get a consensus now, so if you do get approval,
Yeah.
you can just go ahead and do it
But I
versus
don't
having to
think
come
it can
back
be a
and then.
motion.
It's not a motion. It's
It's
just
No, it
just-
wouldn't be a motion. It would just be a consensus
Yeah,
of the
that's-
agreement.
so. Stephanie, you're good to move them. Yes. Chuck? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So.
So
no,
we will move them unless we find out that it actually required to be an action.
Right. Then we'll vote on it.
Which I
but
don't
if it's
think
not,
so.
yeah, we don't mind if they.
Okay. So we will update you on the next one, and if they're moved, obviously we didn't.
Now, just
We'll just cross that.
Yes, honestly, they didn't seem to be used very much the last event. That's really, I mean, they were bought when we were renting them because it was costing a fortune for Wild West Fest, and the intention were these would be easier to move than they really aren't. They take about half a day to disassemble, build axles on them, drive them a small amount of place, and there's a lot of wear and tear on them. And I think they'd be better used just as a permanent structure or semi-permanent.
now we're talking park board. Now we're talking. Now we just need to get concrete over it. Yeah.
Okay. Any future agenda items anyone would like us to have on for the next meeting? Yeah, we moved the Christmas. The Christmas lights. The pole, yeah, the pole decorations. We pushed that forward. And the
So do we need to put on our agenda?
what shirts?
the-
Hold on. What shirt? What shirt? Okay, we voted and motioned and passed it to go ahead and buy them for up to $650. $650, right? Okay. I was like, no. Like I wrote it down right here. That's not next time. Just the decoration. Okay.
Do we need to put the tennis court rule sign on an
Yeah,
agenda?
let's put the
and-
tennis court rule back on the agenda so it's up to the mayor's attention that we want that to be looked at.
Yeah, my intention is, especially if you'll send me the ones you've sent previously, I'll talk to them and see. That was the original plan, was a draft set was going to be temporarily placed out there.
Right.
And then one would be, I don't know which board will look at it, but one would be approved and then added into an ordinance would be enforceable. And then the other, we've looked at several of the other items. One of the things on the tennis courts, you have to have exit devices and some stuff like that. So it's a little more complicated on the locking mechanisms. You have to have a way for people to have crash bars, things to get back out of those. But we are looking at some security devices for parks in general.
The other thing we need to do is discuss next month's meeting because it's during.
Oh, I'm going to get there.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to know if anybody had any more
Yeah,
agenda
For
items.
another agenda item, we talked about this last time. It was lighting for Gamble Park. As it gets dark so early, at times the kids, can't see to play out there, and in the summertime it gets really hot. So it'd be nice to have lighting on Gamble Park. playground.
Another agenda item for the fire station fields is that we got temporary lights donated, but we were not able to put them out because we didn't have park board approval or city council approval.
Okay.
So in the future, because we were trying to get lights for before time change so that kids can practice longer. So in the future, could we go ahead and put that as a item so that we don't have to go through it each time?
Well, not for, we have nothing in the, I mean, we have nothing in the thing for gamma lighting. There is a project in there for power pedestals that they had talked about adding lighting to. I think that project was put on hold because of the tennis court, to see where that ended up at. And then as far as for the lighting that you're talking about behind the fire station, I believe there is already conversation between mayor.
So let's just
and-
put it on the agenda for discussion of approval of lights in
So,
firehouse.
I don't
in case
remember
we need
him
it.
saying it needed a recommendation.
If it comes off, it
but-
comes
So
off.
there was not, and then it had to go through the parks board. So just to cover all bases, I mean,
Perfect. Yeah,
why don't we just put it on there
So
and we
just-
will do it for
I'm
the next
asking to
time.
put that on the agenda for the next meeting. If it comes off, it comes off, but I'm asking to put it on. Okay. No, so only 2 people can make recommendations for discussions of topic. It's me and the mayor. So the mayor can take things off that I put on if he chooses to do that. No, they're donated. They're donated lights. It's not.
No, it's generator.
We just want to just stick it on there for me. Discussion of approval for donated lights to be placed in the park, because we have to make a recommendation to council to allow that to go in. Because it's like a structure thing. We just want it for discussion. It's just a good agenda item. Lights in Gamble, lights in Firehouse. So we can make motions if there's a discussion that needs to be addressed. Pole decorations, lights in Gamble, lights in Firehouse. Good? Anyone else have any other ideas? Okay, so before we adjourn, the question of concern is that our next park board meeting will fall on the 13th of March, which is smack dab in the middle of spring break for us that have children, which I do. And can everyone check their calendar and see if that's a date that they will not be able to attend, and we can reschedule now? So you will not be there? Okay.
Can we try and do it earlier? Because we have Easter later.
Yeah. We can try to
On
do it
the
anytime.
6th, maybe? That work on your schedule, Sarah?
I work on the 6th. Well, we don't really have to do much. Just say who's gonna guard the thing. I'm good for the 20th if that works for the city council, the city calendar. 20th of March is just the following Wednesday. Do we have like EDC or anything? Okay, so 20th is 20th an option? The following Wednesday? Yes, yes, yes. Chuck, you good for the 20th? Okay. Cindy, you're good? Dana, you're good? I mean, I know things can change, but for now, before we just make it a. All right, so. March 13th to the 20th. I'm gonna work that. It's fine. No, it's not. I just realized that I'm working Friday and I need. Okay. it'll be fine. I don't have to be here. Hmm. I'm gonna ask. I gotta work something out. I'm scheduled to work on that Friday, and I literally found out on my way in that I have to be off that Friday in the evening. So I might have a plan. I don't know yet, but it's fine. Everyone else can come. I don't have to be here. Good. All right. Nothing more. We will adjourn at 7:53.